AFC West. An actually pretty interesting division.
Yeah.
I can't sing a thing, so I'm going to swing it over to Stu. Or
Here's how I see it. San Diego, Denver, Kansas City, and Oakland, in that order in this division. San Diego, until someone unseats them in that division, I'm going to go with them. There's no other reason other than that. They added Eddie Royal and Robert Meacham, who are number 3s probably on other teams, but with Phillip Rivers throwing it, he's going to spread it around. These guys can catch the ball, and they have to replace Vincent Jackson, who left for money, and it's too bad because you think of San Diego, you think of Rivers to Jackson. Now you're going to have to talk about Rivers to Royal.
Or you think about Vincent Jackson sitting at home watching the games because he's holding out.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little crazy with this division.
Oh.
I actually think Kansas City is a team on the rise.
A lot of people do.
They've got Jamal Charles, who was, before injuries, one of the best backs in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He was averaging like 7 yards a carry, and they kept handing the ball to Thomas Jones, and
Right.
I had Jamal Charles on my team.
And I had Thomas Jones.
And maybe I'm doing this because I also had Peyton Hillis on my team, and now Kansas City has them both.
So you're screwed.
I actually think it's a great combination, a great running back combination, if they're used properly and not used like they used Thomas Jones, who was averaging like 2 yards a carry,
Right.
and they kept giving him the
Mhm.
ball. If Hillis comes back to the form that he had with the Browns, adding him and Jamal Charles together is a great combination. And Eric Berry coming back. Kansas City was really, really decimated by injuries last year.
Yeah.
You need Matt Castle to live up to what he did in New England, basically. You need Matt Castle to...
5 games?
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking a lot about quarterbacks being the reason that we're picking these teams.
That's true.
Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback. All Matt Castle has to be is good. He's got a good wide receiving core with a great number 1.
He's got Bo Breston, and he's got Baldwin.
Right.
Jonathan Baldwin.
And Bo being the clear number 1 there. They've got a decent tight end in Moeki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't spell it.
They've got a good defensive line. You've got Glenn Dorsey, who's been in the league now 5 years, which seems like he's a rookie, to be perfectly frank. You got
I would have said 2 tops.
Tamba Ali. So they should be able to get some pressure on the quarterbacks, the opposing quarterbacks. They need to just ground and pound. And I think they're going to be able to do that. And Castle should be able to make the few throws that he needs to make to that receiving core that we talked about. I honestly think that San Diego had their peak, and they're headed back down. I mean,
I'm not going to argue that.
They've got a decent secondary with Atari Bigby, one of my favorite NFL names of all times. I grew up playing Atari, and now he's playing in front of me. They've got Quentin Jammer, which is a good name for a QB quarterback. That's twice I've said QB instead of CB.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know. Eric Weddle, good little ball hawk.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my other San Diego may not win this division, but they've got the best names because Takeo Spikes. First off, Spikes is a great name. Then you put Takeo, which is Japanese for proud warrior.
Is it really?
Yeah, the guy would wear like a samurai sword onto the field if you
thought it was a car.
Are
you driving the new Nissan Takeo?
And they've got the South Carolina linebacker they drafted. What's his name?
Melvin Ingram.
Okay.
Mel Ingram.
Being a Clemson man, I'm not supposed to say anything good about South Carolina guys, but
everybody out of Alabama is good.
So
frickin' Saban.
I'm going to go to KC, and then I'm going to go Denver. I'm a real believer that Peyton Manning is back and healthy, and that he's going to turn guys like Eric Decker and Demetrius Thomas into top line players. I was talking about it before. Peyton Manning lifts all boats. No Sean Moreno has been a no-show, which is a shame because he went to my high school, and I was really pulling for him. You've got a decent defense with Von Miller, Elvis Dumerville. So I'm going to put Denver second, and I'm going to drop San Diego down. Ryan Matthews got hurt in the preseason, too. That's something you have to factor in.
He's always hurt.
Yes, but I mean, that does hurt their running game. Didn't they lose Mike Tolbert?
Yeah, Tolbert went to another team to be filled in later.
So they did lose Mike Tolbert.
Mike Tolbert went to?
There you go. And
the magic of editing.
Sorry. We'd also like to say a little something about a former San Diego player and a former Miami Dolphin, and a man that blew us off at a golf tournament, but we understand that. Junior Seau, it was very sad to see this happen. You wonder if it has to do with the violence of the NFL game and the concussions.
They kind of, allude to the fact that he wanted his brain donated to surgery so people can take a look at what all these hits do. It's sad either way.
All-time great player and a man that definitely was in some amazingly violent collisions.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to say, electric football sort of farewell to Junior Seau.
Salute to Junior.
Yes.
Cheers.
And then finally you have Oakland.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer, end of his career basically.
Yeah,
Looks like
although
he's
he's
in the
got
wrong...
a full year now, at least with the system. I mean, he came in, a couple games into the season, and don't forget last year was a short season to begin with. There was no preseason practically, because of the holdout or whatever the heck that was, the strike that everybody was talking about, and if McFadden is healthy, here's another guy, who can run for 2,000 yards or sit on the bench. That guy's got to stay healthy.
He's a thoroughbred, and thoroughbreds get injured easily.
He is fun to watch.
But Carson Palmer looks like he's in the wrong uniform. He looks, I keep looking for the Cincinnati uniform on the guy. There's a history in the NFL of guys finishing out their careers poorly with other teams, and I think that's going to be the case with Carson Palmer.
Probably.
There's just a talent gap between Oakland, really, and the other three teams in the division. The other three teams are right there with each other, and then there's a talent gap down to Oakland.
Right.
Sorry, good luck. You got crazy fans, but that's my take on it. So I'm going KC, Denver, San Diego, Oakland. Stewart's going?
San Diego, Denver, KC, Oakland. So at least we're agreed on Oakland.
Yes, we can pick the cellar dwellers.
So that is your AFC West. We'll be right back with the NFC after this message from YouTube.
Flying Fish Beer.
Oh, Flying Fish Beer. Bye-bye.